The producer that I chose to research for my project was Burnett, 12-time Grammy winner. And he's been a major part in the music industry over the past 40 years or so. He started out getting into the industry as a musician, and he did so for about 2 decades. When it was about 1972 or three, when he actually got asked by Bob Dylan to be a guitarist and go on tour with them. And he did that for several years, and then he went solo with two other guys that were in the Bob Dylan's band as well. And they've recorded several albums for the next decade or at least. And it wasn't until about later 1980s, early 90s that he decided his solo career, he'd put it on hold for a while because he kind of wanted to get into the film industry. Since he was a kid, for some reason, he always had a knack for film and just enjoyed how music went together with film. So he decided, why not give that a shot? He thought that the music industry was kind of moving in a downward slope, or just kind of moving downhill. So he decided, what the heck, I'm going to call up the Coen brothers and see if they have anything, see what they have to say. So he calls them up, and they tell him, oh, yeah, we have The Big Lebowski if you'd like to be a music director on it. So he ends up doing that, and obviously the movie is a big hit. And he also gets, I believe it was a year later, O Brother, Where Art Thou, which is extremely influential in terms of soundtracks for film. Just his songwriting ability is second to none. He just writes amazing songs. A great example of that would be in Crazy Heart with Jeff Bridges and Maggie Gyllenhaal. His song, The Weary Kind, he won a Grammy for it, but it pretty much defined the movie, and the whole soundtrack was amazing. It really took off. Jeff Bridges recorded an album from that, and by incorporating it with the film, it really took off and helped his music career as well. He kind of believes that just making an album nowadays doesn't really always cut it in terms of reaching your proper audience, or at least getting exposure. He kind of believes that by using other outlets such as film or TV, like commercials or something, or the internet, it would reach more people. But he thinks that just doing an album now just isn't efficient or sufficient enough. In terms of where he's going with his career, he started again back in 2006 recording his solo stuff again. But I think he's mostly focusing a lot on movies now. He was involved in the Hunger Games that came out just earlier this year. And he's got, I believe, several movies that he's working on right now, or at least two. And that's kind of where his direction, his career is heading. In terms of producing, he does a lot of producing with film. He produced his own music as a solo artist, but he's also worked with numerous other artists. Everybody from, Counting Crows to the Wallflowers to Elton John to Robert Plant. He won an Album of the Year producing for Robert Plant. He won Best Traditional Blues Album of the Year with B.B. King that same year. He's just worked with everybody, you name it. And so really that's why I ended up choosing T-Bone Burnett. He's just been involved in every aspect of the industry. Whether it be songwriting, producing, just everything in general. And he's been extremely successful at it and extremely influential in the whole music industry.